So the first project was that you also have at this plant what is referred to as aerobic digestion. So the sludge that is generated in the biological liquid section of the plant is then treated through aerobic digestion at the tail end of the plant. And it requires air also because air is oxygen. Oxygen is the engine of biological treatment. So you're introducing air to do the biological treatment. We think that the two systems are so close that you can consolidate the air from one central location and bring it to the liquid side and to the biological, the biosolid side, and that'll bring efficiency. So you essentially get rid of, as I call it in my way of shedding horsepower. You're shedding horsepower. That's key because you're saving money. You're shedding horsepower. So that will allow you to do that. There were some elements of the biological treatment system that are compromised. I think you all just spent a little bit of money on rehabbing one of the basins, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason for that is that it becomes more evident now, is that the blowers are mismatched for the diffusers. There's too much air going, and too much air is compromising and breaking your diffuser system. A diffuser system visualize it as a disc that has holes in it, and you're pushing air through it. And the whole idea of improving efficiency is you're creating fine bubble. You have fine bubble aeration, and when you have fine bubble, you create hundreds and millions of bubbles, and each bubble has a surface area. The more bubbles you have, the more surface area you have, the more efficient your biological treatment becomes. So that's the whole idea of having a fine bubble aeration. So when the system gets compromised, you're reverting from fine bubble to coarse bubble, and you're losing all the investment and the technology that you put in because it's broken. So we think that would help the diffusers that are compromised would be a good solution. The other base project, and thinking it through a little bit deeper, is on the left side, project one still utilizes your old blowers, and it's not really taking you out of the realm of failure of the blower or inefficient blowers. So the second project is putting in one blower, which is the new technology. It's the high-speed turbo. The HST is a high-speed turbo blower. Visualize that as first thing, it has no essentially parts. There are machines, the blower and the turbines are rotating, but there are no bearings. It's magnetic. There are magnetic bearings, and it's visualize it as literally a jet engine on an airplane, and it runs forever. It doesn't fail. It's very efficient. You can ramp it down 40%, or you can maximize it. And if you go with the second option on the right-hand side, it then complements your diffuser system because you have fine bubble aeration. So now the two are in sync. They are able to communicate with each other, and they're more efficient, and it'll be the right way to do. So I'm recommending putting in, I'm not suggesting that you take out your old blower system. I recommend that you install a new high-speed turbo blower and keep everything as is, as a backup. And the high-speed turbo blower will be the workhorse, and it'll do the job. And everything else is pretty much the same. So the difference between the two base projects is you can use the existing blowers and spend energy, and it's a mismatch, or you can optimize it with a high-speed turbo blower and ramp up the system. That's basically the two options. Then on the following page, there are three additional elements that we identified. One of the challenges, and I'm going to deal with the one in the middle, because you probably hear that more often than anything else, is your centrifuge is going for repair to Houston, and it costs you a lot of money. Centrifuges are very sensitive pieces of equipment, and they are, in technical terms, significant energy hogs. They consume a ton of energy. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, 37 or 38% of the energy utilized in Japan is used by the centrifuges. That's intense. So every time you're sending the centrifuge in for repair, it's a $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 program. It's not cheap. My suggestion is that the reason why I focused in the middle column is that one of the areas that you incur cost is not only you're doing the biosolid dewatering with the centrifuges, and you have to transport it to a landfill to get rid of it. So it's a cost issue as well. And what you want to do is you want to be producing the driest biosolids so that you're not shipping water. So my recommendation is to go with a screw or a volute press, which is going to give you the same amount of dryness. And the difference is a volute press is 15 horsepower. You currently have a 40 horsepower centrifuge and a 60 horsepower centrifuge that are temperamental. So you're going to shed about 85 horsepower. That's huge in terms of energy use. And that's where the efficiency comes in. And stop me if you have questions, if I'm going too fast or anything like that. The one on the left column, that option of P update, basically that is a very unique technology. And what that says is that currently your aerobic digestion system operates with air, and aerobic means you're introducing oxygen into it. The P uptake system is a system that reduces the air by 80%. So it reduces the energy by 80%. And you run it in basically like a facultative mode where the bacteria do the job and you're not spending energy. And it still will meet the requirements of the state permit and what have you. But it would not be my recommendation as a high priority, but it's a possibility that you can entertain down the road as to if you want to ramp up the game of your wastewater plant. The third side, on the right-hand side, has the focus is entirely health and safety. The disinfection process that the plant utilizes is chlorine gas. And chlorine gas is very toxic and very dangerous. Your employees have to be highly trained to handle it. It does the job, it's expensive, it's dangerous, but there's a cheaper option. The cheaper option is hydrochloride, which is liquid bleach. And it's pretty much the custom across the country. You could use that, reduce the entire risk of your health and safety because you have labor around there that also at risk if these cylinders were to explode or burst. And as you well know, 6-8 months ago you had a calamity next door to you with the fire and what have you. So I would highly recommend that you entertain the change from a health and safety and environment standpoint and go with liquid bleach, or you can go with a sort of a fancy name for acetic acid. You could use that. It's called peracetic acid. It's also very innocuous and very effective. So vinegar, basically souped up vinegar, and you can use that and will still meet the requirements of the state. So these are just kind of ideas that we wanted to share with you. And each one of them brings some valuable solutions and a valuable uptick to your current state of the operation. But at the moment, your facility, and we just, by the way, all plants operate on a 5-year permit that's issued by the state. You just got your permit renewed, so you're golden for the next 5 years. So there's nobody from Austin coming and giving you bad news. So that's a good thing. But the bad news is that down the road, it's entirely possible that the permit and the effluent conditions may be changing on your permit. And when they do change and they go to what is called nutrient removal requirements, what I'm recommending, if you do it today yourself, you will be able to operate the plant in a nutrient removal mode without any extra cost or anything. So with that, I think I've used up my time, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer questions.
Mayor, I have one quick question. When will you be presenting us, after some discussion, when will you be presenting us a cost analysis?
And that's a great question, and I'm going to let my, the leader, the business leader of the team is tell me. The quick answer to that, sir, is that if you like these ideas, what we would do is we would sit with Mr. Sosa and his team and let him cherry pick what he likes as priority items. And then when he cherry picks and gives us that list, the way we present it, I think I'm going to stop here. We may want to talk about CO2.
Yes, I think that's a good point. Yeah, so one thing that I didn't talk about in the introduction that I should have is that the way Schneider Electric operates, we operate under what's called local, or the law is called Local Government Code 302. And that means that any project that we do, it's under Energy Savings Performance Contract regulation. Any project we do has to have